The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelaton.
And I'm Rex Lita. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, students urged to have systematic study time, citizens to brace for extreme hot conditions, and Kolita relishes in tennis dream. The Wewak National Court today ruled the election of the member for Aitapelumi, Henderson Mises, void and ordered a by-election for this electorate. Runner-up in the election and former member Patrick Pruitt's petition was upheld. The courts found enough evidence of bribery to declare the election of Mise void. Mise was found guilty of transferring monies to the bank accounts of the assistant returning officers of West Wape and East Wape LLGs respectively on different dates in July 2022 when elections were well underway. Police festive season operations in Medan will continue to the end of January 2024. Medan Governor Ramsi Pariwa commended the community for working alongside police, resulting in a more peaceful Christmas period and into the new year.
Festive season police operation in Medan will continue at the end of this month. Medan Governor Ramsi Pariwa said the exercise is being extended to ensure law and order issues are contained and managed well before they can cease the festive operations.
In the operation Kisimbek Hangupano in this new year period from January 1st to the end of January, end of this month, to ensure that we maintain order in and around town and in and around the provinces.
Pariwa said the festive operation was successful. There were minor law and order matters that police were able to deal with immediately. He commended communities for working with police to ensure the Christmas period was successful.
All in all, there's been a peaceful, a very peaceful festive season and a New Year celebration experience in Medan. There was no major incident that happened in Medan during the festive season and the New Year.
Pariwa also commended police personnel and PNGDF personnel for working together in carrying policing services in the community.
I'd also like to take this time to thank all my hardworking police officers, the men in blue, who have worked all throughout the festive season to the new year. I also take this time to thank all the community policing units, CPUs, for keeping a neighborhood watch during the festive season and throughout to the new year.
The governor hopes that the same effort continues as Medan province works at addressing the high crime rate and bringing back the good image it once possessed. The governor hopes the same effort continues as Medan province works at addressing the high crime rate and bringing back the good image it once possessed. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
Governor Pariwa said he is taking some tough approaches this year to ensure public servants implement decisions made by the Medan provincial government. Pariwa believes this would ensure a more effective service delivery to the people of the province.
administrator and the administration officers down the line with a serious approach to public service and implementation of the decisions made by the provincial government, the provincial executive council, and the provincial assembly. And I want my administration to implement the decisions, have them carried out to save the people.
Victory Youth Group of the Universal Church in Port Moresby went another mile in giving back to the community by being productive. Their latest initiative was a major cleanup of the neighborhood during the Christmas holidays. Under the cleaning campaign, they were tasked to visit selected sites in Port Moresby and dedicate time to cleaning those areas. Some of the youths who participated said that every week they look forward to attending church service because it keeps them occupied. They're happy to give back to their communities and hope that their actions will influence others. The Victory Youth Group cleaned parts of the Garden Hill suburb because this is one of the nearest bus stops where the church members get off to walk to their church at Mabata Street, Gordon. Pastor Jonathan Pine of Universal Church said they must continue to invest in youth as they are the future of Papua New Guinea. 2024 grade 12 students are being urged to manage their study time wisely. The low academic level results from last year's batch was appalling to Acting Secretary of the Department of Higher Education, Research and Science and Technology, Father Jan Shuba. While Secretary Shuba has indicated doing a research into this, he is appealing to this year's grade 12 students to prioritize more time for study.
A systematic study time is relevant for students. Acting Secretary for the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology, Father Jan Shuba, is appealing to this year's grade 12 batch to manage their study time. As he had predicted, the 2023 academic performance for grade 12 students was poor. Father Jan is also appealing for this year's grade 12 students to make use of the 3-month selection period to take their time in choosing courses in tertiary institutions. This opportunity was not utilized well in 2023.
As usual, open our system for all grade 12 students, and each student will have an account, a password, an email address, and no one will have access to the account except the student. And I will appeal to all students, when you go through all the institutions of higher learning we have and look at the programs, please take your time, because we are giving you 3 months. Take your time and study what the requirements of each institution are. Fortunately, what is happening.
According to the digitalized selection process, students are able to see the criteria which are inserted under each academic program by the institution. When selecting programs under an institution, students must match the subjects they studied in grade 12 to the requirements of the study program. Father Jan emphasized that having a good GPA does not necessarily guarantee entry into any college.
Wait, don't blame the institution of higher learning. Don't blame the system. Look at yourself. We always, in our country, used to blame somebody else or something. Why the students was not selected? Because the students, as a mature adult, grade 12, knew very.
He said that frustrated parents are blaming DHEST. However, they are meeting the criteria required by each study program in a particular institution.
Each institution of higher learning has limits, quotas, and they will say they can take 100 or 50 or 70 students. So all of the students compete for that. So the best students with the right subject combination will be the ones who will be chosen by the institution. So
the acting secretary of DHEST says he would like to discuss with the Department of Education for a standardized curriculum for grade 11 and 12 so that all main subjects are the same, and then have electors. Jasmine Rojak, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. When we come back, citizens warned of extreme hot conditions. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Karen Cook, young or old, a scale rice family meal with toast. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni Sigolo, scale rice, low scale price. Seni Sigolo, scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
All Mama Flame is not all Sam.
Me say you sing flame flower long one him. Me say make him kai belong family belong me. You go more yet.
Man belong me save like him flower balls belong me what them kawa war na spring ania. All pikinini belong me save like him to mas pineapple donut me save walk him lo house. They make kumu mix him what them cow na karamapim long flower.
Tasty hash browns.
Time is scaling one time wala pela kai. Me save kissing more kai long all get a toya mi tromoy one time flame flower.
You enough making more one time flame flour.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait them, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaruki up a big smile on face. Time for him chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open nets.
This season, the Bunce family are taking the ultimate risk.
There's no investors, there's no third party.
We're paying for it ourselves.
We have to find some good jade.
The stakes are high, and every decision is their own.
Time and money is everything. That's how important it is.
Hit it! Rush, move.
It's all or nothing.
If we don't mine this year, we have no next year.
Jade Fever. All new season coming soon on Outdoor.
Rips the return down the line on the second serve. It's a strong way to finish, a strong way to keep France alive in this tie.
Welcome back. The country has been experiencing El Nino since September last year, and the extreme hot conditions in Port Moresby and other parts of the country is attributed to the beginning of the season, which was forecasted for the first quarter of 2024. Director of the National Weather Services, Jimmy Gomoga, says the weather in the country is unfolding as predicted in September 2023 when El Nino was first predicted. He says citizens should expect high temperatures as well as heat waves in the first quarter of this year before this weather pattern eases in April or May.
The high temperatures in the country have been linked to the change in season in the southern hemisphere as spring kicked in on September 13 last year. With summer coming up next, the hot conditions are expected to continue for the duration of the summer period, with extreme temperatures expected when the summer season peaks.
Got into January this year, so that is the beginning of our summer season for the southern hemisphere. And during summer, especially January, February, that's when the season begins to peak, and we should actually experience some temperatures, high temperatures, extreme temperatures to be occurring right across the country. So at this time of the year, like we in the southern hemisphere, we actually experience heat waves as well, owing to the summer season.
Mr. Gomoga adds the solar cycle also affects the weather and temperatures on Earth, and says this is also adding to the already odd conditions.
We have the what you call the solar cycle that actually comes. It's a 11-year cycle that occurs after every 11 years. So that's when they see maximum activity occurring in the sun, the energy outbursts from the sun. So what we call in terms of solar flares. So when that solar flares actually activity increases, it just basically electromagnetic waves coming off from the sun or solar radiation that travels towards the earth. So this actually increases the temperatures, atmospheric temperatures, and the temperatures right around the globe.
He says La Nina predictions for the country never lasted long, with this changed to El Nino in September. As a result, the El Nino period is longer than expected, and when the season changes to autumn and winter in the southern hemisphere, PNG will experience cold and dry conditions that will result in a drought. With El Nino expected to peak in March, residents in Port Moresby and parts of the country have been told to prepare for this condition. Drought will follow, and for highlands provinces, frost can also be expected.
So we have 3 months remaining for the wet season. And if the rains does not really come through, and what we predict, because the El Nino conditions are around, that could reduce our rainfall, wet season rainfall. So we could have below average rainfall occurring right across the country during the wet season for the remaining 3 months. And once we get out of that, then that's why we are getting worried that the drought conditions should kick in immediately after March. That is why we are actually advising everyone, not only the government, but the population, Papua New Guineans, to start preparing for the possible drought that is coming on.
Gomoga says he has submitted this report to the National Disaster Office, who will now make recommendations to the government. Gomoga was expected to meet with the Chief Secretary, Ivan Pomalio, today to brief him about the weather predictions. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
After 2 decades of failure, the Papua New Guinea government has learned from the mistakes of the past and is ready to kick off special economic zones in a big way starting this year, 2024. Minister responsible Richard Maru said the government will be placing emphasis on the agriculture sector. Malahang in Medan, Ulaveo in East New Britain, Paga Hill in Port Moresby and the Central Limestone are 4 special economic zones already in the planning and development phases. The licensing of 4 other SEZs in 2024, the Rice Special Economic Zone, the Central Manufacturing Zone, the Sepik Plains Special Economic Zone and the PMIZ will soon follow. Minister for International Trade and Investment Richard Maru says the Papua New Guinea government is keen to support SEZs in the agriculture space, highlighting that PNG is still a net importer of bulk of the country's food, including rice, chicken, beef and lamb. This year, 150 million kina has been approved for state equity. This will fund the SEZ projects. Minister Maru says apart from the mining and petroleum projects, the special economic zones will be PNG's major driver of sustainable and inclusive economic growth. He emphasized that with the high level of unemployment of young people in Papua New Guinea, special economic zones will be the greatest creator of jobs, and his ministry look forward to aggressively implement the special economic zone agenda of the national government. Meantime, Minister Maru says the draft PNG SEZ Foundation policy is now ready for final revisions and for final stakeholder consultations before it will be taken to Cabinet and launched together with the SEZ Master Plan. The minister expressed excitement, stating the unlimited opportunities that Papua New Guinea has to tap into the economic growth aspirations using SEZs as a major driver for sustainable and inclusive economic growth. His ministry will be working closely with the provincial governments and the districts and investors and strategic partners to implement the Special Economic Zone agenda. The lack of financial information or awareness is one of the many reasons why many Papua New Guineans are hesitant when it comes to starting businesses. A recent information session in Morebas Butibam village, facilitated by Business Link Pacific, brought to light the need for more financial literacy programs.
Business Link Pacific, a private sector development program delivered by DT Global and funded by the New Zealand Ministry for Foreign Affairs and Trade, recently hosted an information session at the Butibam Resource Centre in the Ahi Rural LLG of Leh District. The session was hosted in collaboration with the Internal Revenue Commission and consultancy accounting firm Oracle Pacific Limited and approved Business Link Pacific advisor. During the session, the IRC touched on the topic of small business tax, which was introduced in 2019 for sole traders, people who are self-employed, who run their own business under the Investment Promotion Authority, have no business partners, and earn a total sales income of up to 250,000 kina per year. Oracle Pacific then explained as best it could on how to fill in forms and lodge tax returns. Business Link Pacific's Business Services Manager for PNG, Gabriel Iso, deduced from that session that more awareness and information sharing is needed to empower Papua New Guineans to venture into the SME space.
So we are increasingly challenged with the need to disseminate information on what BLP does. Because the Business Link Pacific program targets the development of SMEs in Papua New Guinea, and not many SMEs out there are aware of our services. So we launched the business support grant in July, in the month of July. And so far we've had a lot of interest that's come forward from the lay SMEs and SMEs around the country. So this information session is just another of those events or forums for us to continue to spread information awareness on what BLP does. It makes sense to bring in all the complementary partner bodies like the Internal Revenue Commission. We've invited IPA, they weren't able to come now. But in future, we would like to ask them to come because the Investment Promotion Authority, IRC, are all the support mechanisms that SMEs have to develop and to grow and for compliance purposes. And the IPA is undergoing its online registration, which is, from manual to this new one. So it's important for them to come and explain how the online registration process works.
ISO noted that vital information is not readily available or people are not aware of it. He encouraged partnerships with BLP to roll out more information sharing sessions in future.
There's not too much of this information readily available for people to know. So you can see, and we had to stop the questioning obviously for time limitations in the Internal Revenue Commission, but that just goes to show that people are hungry, people wanting to know, and so if we have more such events and we get everyone in one place, we can be able to spread this information for people to be aware and to do the right thing.
Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at 0.2681 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2606 US dollars, 0.3842 Australian dollars, 0.2310 euro, and 36.93 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower except gold and crude oil closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower ASX closed lower and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news abroad when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungyamyumi.
Strong like you, smart like me. I hope they don't break. Now surely look his son. This is Relaxo. Strong plus shred. Should I try them on you?
No, please. I'll take them.
Relaxo. Very strong, lasts long.
Superstition ain't the way.
Australia's favorite chef is taking you around the world to meet amazing people,
Teach me how to make this one.
experience delicious food,
Bon appetit.
and discover the most incredible
Yummy.
flavors.
Yum. Nice.
This is a culinary expedition on a budget.
50 rupees. That's a deal. Whoa.
Cheers. Around the world with Mano Fidel. Streaming now on Outdoor.
Back to Smith and Smith to Dombrat and Dombrat not friendly.
Oh, interception! There it is, Simone, he's going to go all the way. No one's going to stop him. Perfectly spotted, perfectly pounced.
Welcome back. In overseas news, at least 77 people are known to have died in the magnitude 7.6 earthquake that rocked Japan on New Year's Day, with the toll expected to climb as rescuers battle off the shocks and poor weather to comb through rubble. Of the deaths, 39 were counted in Wajima City, while 23 people died in Suzu, according to authorities. The other deaths were reported in 5 neighboring. Experts say the first 72 hours are especially critical for teams of rescuers and K9 units searching for survivors. This is because the prospects for survival greatly diminish after that. Such dogs join military personnel and firefighters trying to find missing people. A woman has drowned on the New South Wales mid-north coast after she and her young family members were swept out in a rip at a beach in Coffs Harbour. It's the 8th drowning on the state's coast since the start of summer, and it's prompted more warnings for swimmers to take care in the surf.
A tragic end to what was supposed to be a fun family swim. The 50-year-old woman and 2 children became caught in a rip at Park Beach in Coffs Harbour early yesterday evening. Bystanders rushed to pull them from the surf.
I think a nurse brought 2 of the kids in, and a doctor actually brought the lady in.
But the woman was already unconscious.
Despite the efforts of the paramedics and the bystanders, the patient died at the scene.
It's been a deadly summer on the state's beaches.
My heart and my condolences and those of the New South Wales government goes out to families who have lost loved ones.
None of those who've died were swimming between the flags.
All drownings that have occurred since 1st of December have been in unpatrolled locations away from our lifeguards and lifesavers' eyes.
Since Christmas Eve, there's been more than 600 surf rescues along the New South Wales coast, and lifesavers are bracing for another busy month ahead. They're urging people to swim between the flags and to take precautions if they try and help anyone else in trouble.
If you make a decision to go in and assist that person you see struggling in the water, please take a flotation device. Now, that can be anything like a rescue tube. It could be a soccer ball or a football. It could be a boogie board.
We don't want the best day at the beach to become the worst day of your family's life.
To try to stem the rising tide of drownings, the government's spending millions of dollars on new jet skis. They'll be stationed in areas with the greatest number of rescues and after-hours call-outs for lifesavers.
A transcript of communication between air traffic control and 2 aircraft that collided and burst into flames at Tokyo's Haneda Airport appears to show that only the larger Japan Airlines flight was given permission to use the runway. The transcript released by Japan's Transport Ministry covers about 4 minutes and 25 seconds just before the crash. It appears to show no clear takeoff approval was given to the Coast Guard plane that was destroyed in the collision. According to the transcript, the Tokyo Air Traffic Control gave the JAL plane permission to land. The Coast Guard plane then contacts the control tower and is told to taxi holding point C5. That's where communication ends. 2 minutes later, there is a 3-second pause, apparently indicating the time of the collision. What factors give a child the best chance at a happy and successful life? That's the question researchers in one of the world's largest longitudinal studies have been asking for the past 2 decades. The answers they've come up with have been influenced policy making and had an impact on every Australian child's life.
When Michelle gave birth to her 5th child, Shine, a TV crew captured every moment. Michelle had struggled to escape a cycle of intergenerational trauma after leaving home at 16.
Drug addicted, alcoholic, homeless, and then pregnant.
The new baby was a chance for a fresh start.
From where my other kids started off to where this baby's starting, it's a lucky one.
The family was part of Life At, a fly-on-the-wall ABC documentary series that followed 11 Australian families through the years.
She's very confident, very funny, very imaginative, very empathetic.
The series was made in conjunction with Growing Up in Australia, one of the world's largest longitudinal studies, following 10,000 families since 2003.
The longitudinal part is the really novel part of the data, that we go back to the same children and the same families time and time again. So that does allow us to really find out what matters for those children growing up.
Over the past 20 years, the study has given researchers valuable insights into everything from the benefits of 3-year-old kindergarten to the impact of drugs, alcohol and violence on a child's development. Their findings have helped inform policy in areas from family law to paid parental leave.
For example, parents' employment. Do they matter? Does going to childcare, does preschool, does that matter to children's outcomes?
Shine is now 18. Her parents are separated, but Michelle has completed university, become a social worker and run her first 100-kilometre ultra-marathon.
She's been so driven to run, to work her hardest. She's been so great. So I get a lot of that good stuff from my mum.
And Michelle is proud of the role she's played.
I'm hoping that, other families, as a result of the study, have access to the things that they need to break their own family cycles.
showing the power of family connections.
Singapore has one of the world's largest home ownership rates, with its citizens sold government-built flats on 99-year leases. But for cat lovers, the setup is far from perfect. The pets are banned from the flats, but that could change soon.
Furry friends or just menaces? Singapore's housing authority says the latter. It blasts cats as difficult to contain, saying they shed fur, make a mess, and their caterwauling is an inconvenience. Singapore's parliament made it illegal to keep cats in government-built flats more than 3 decades ago. Those caught with a furry fugitive face a fine of more than $4,000 and their covert cat's potential eviction.
We knew that rule existed, but that it wasn't actively enforced. We understood that, and we were being responsible owners in the sense that we made sure that the girls didn't go outside, whether to urinate or defecate on our neighbours' homes or their plants.
There is probably a sizable portion of our residents that also keep pet cats. Okay, but majority of these humans, or our residents, are also very considerate.
More than 3/4 of Singapore's residents live in government-built flats called HDBs. The government asked the public if it should relent on the ban in 2022, and a catastronomical 9 in 10 respondents said yes. Now it's considering a new feline framework.
It shows the government is listening, that many thousands have spoken up. Government has looked into this policy and is finally reviewing and making some changes. And it shows that if we all speak up, things can happen.
The updated law proposed for later this year would allow for a maximum of 2 licensed and microchipped cats per flat.
Then what happens afterwards? Because ironically, I will be in a situation where if I see a dying cat or a sick cat and I bring them in for palliative care, that act alone may actually be illegal because you exceeded the number of cats.
The catfight may not be over yet.
That's all for news. Over to you, Rex.
Thank you, Maricela. When we come back, young Coco releases her tennis dream.
Quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Carrying cash around used to be an everyday nightmare. So much trouble, so much danger. Now, this worry is over thanks to Cellmoney. It's safe and quick. I simply visit the Cellmoney agent down the street to load my money into my Cellmoney wallet and send money to my family and friends. And best of all, it's free. These days, I don't have to join long queues, but use my Cellmoney to send money to my mother, who also uses Cellmoney. She gets an alert to let her know when the money is in. Saves time and makes it easier to send money without any fees, anytime, anywhere. With my Cellmoney wallet, I can easily buy my EasyPay without a hassle.
He's seen as a table legend.
That is delicious.
Join Tommy Gomes in a tasty culinary voyage.
Holy mackerel. Did I just say that? We're exploring where your quality American seafood comes from.
Quality is key.
The uglier the fish, the better it tastes.
Take a deep dive into America's commercial fishing culture. The Fishmonger. First and exclusive. Coming soon on Outdoor.
First and exclusive.
I've been hearing things. There is something going on in this house. Bowser is coming.
We will destroy the Mushroom Kingdom!
I'll do anything for my brother.
You possess a unique set of skills. The world needs you.
Okay. I think there's something here that's not meant to be. What did you see? I saw a nun.
First and exclusive. All new on Saturdays.
Welcome to MotoGP. To be a highly dramatic 18-lap Malaysian Grand Prix in Moto2, starting with
sector. That's a very decent middle sector for the Alpine. They only half a
They have crashed! They've got into each other!
What a start for Will Davison. Di Pasquale has been swamped.
Some of the biggest and most talented egos in sailing.
The two-time defending champions make it 2 in a row.
What's the loose touch from Brooks? Full Krug! It's the moment he's been waiting for.
The goalkeeper stays and the header is in. Weaving his way through and a chance to finish it off.
Hansa plays it off and Jono has pulled Braga back into the game.
Thanks for staying with us. PNG Peppers rookie Mari Leka has been progressing well in training and preparation ahead of her international debut match in Hong Kong's Four Nations Series. The event started on January 10th and ends on the 14th. Coach Annie Iamo said Mari has been impressive with the Sparrows Netball Club in the Port Moresby Netball competition and deserves the representative honours at this event. The PNG Peppers welcomes newbie Mari Leka in the team as they head into the final week of their preparation for the Four Nations Series in Hong Kong. At training yesterday, Mari demonstrated her preparedness for the international competition and how well she could handle pressure. Mari Leka, one of the best young and upcoming prospects, understands her role in the team. She says she is ready to give her best shot.
When I'm given the chance to play, I'd give my 110% to play hard out there to get the girls up and going. Because I've got selected to be a shooter. All the pressure will be on me, so I have to get all those balls in the hoop.
Leka said the senior players have been supportive during training and preparation. She thanked all who have seen her through her netball career, including her parents and mentors. Peppers head coach Annie Iamo said some of her first-choice players withdrew from selection, but she was able to assemble a strong team. Coach Iamo is optimistic about her side and expects them to deliver results in Hong Kong.
The girls have been doing really well. So for the Hong Kong series, we are expecting that we should be able to win that tournament, but we're not taking anything for granted. They're unknown. We haven't played them before. So
the Four Nations Series is a World Netball Sanction event. It will be hosted in Hong Kong from January 10 to 13th. Participating countries include host Hong Kong, Brunei, Philippines and PNG. The Peppers travel to Hong Kong this Sunday, 7th January. The 13-year-old PNG junior tennis sensation Kolita Hakena is releasing her childhood dream of becoming a star in tennis, let alone representing her country at the international level. So far, young Kolita has propelled herself to having success at Oceania Tennis Federation Junior Grand Slam Championships, securing a U.S. National Collegiate Athletics Association scholarship and proudly representing their country and region in the Davis Cup and Billie Jean King Cup.
Seeing Kolita rise to the rank of top junior player in PNG and Oceania over the past 5 years is nothing short of a fairy tale success story that would inspire more young athletes to take up tennis. Some of Coco's recent highlights was competing at the 2023 Western Pacific Junior Championships in Vanuatu, where she came first in the under-14 girls singles event, winning all the matches and also taking out the under-14s double with her partner Nephilim Lee. Kolita, nicknamed Coco, alongside her brother and current top-ranked junior men's player Sugar Ray, are products of late legendary PNG tennis coach Kwalam Apisa. Both have not looked back since.
I'd like to thank, well, especially Coach Kwalam Apisa, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be at this level, at this, you know, because of him, I really wanted to, he really pushed me and my brother to keep on playing tennis, and he put a lot into training us.
Before she left for New Zealand, Coco expressed sheer delight and excitement at the next chapter of her sporting career. She's also part of the Oceania touring team to Melbourne to compete at the Margaret Court Cup tournament. Last year, Coco made it to the semis. She's aiming to go one better this time around. After that, the OTF team will travel to Wodonga to attend the Victoria Grass Championships, where she'll be defending the under-14 girls singles she won last year.
It's really rare to find good talent in tennis here, but I feel like I know that the other little kids, that they can be as good as me and play and be the best in the Oceania. Yeah.
Since taking up the sport, she realized tennis is a very expensive sport. She's thankful for the financial sacrifices her parents have made, as well as from generous sponsors and family friends.
I'd like to thank my parents, because especially my mom and dad, their hard work. You know, is sometimes they wake me up for training at 6 o'clock in the morning. They was driving me to the tennis courts and back, and you know, they really pushed me a lot, and they gave me an opportunity, sending me down to Australia and going to school there and playing tennis and training tennis training there and fitness training there. So I really want to, you know, thank them, because without them, I wouldn't have achieved this scholarship.
It's taken up, you know, 3/4 of portion of our budget, tennis, and having 2 kids play tennis, yeah, it has been an expensive journey, and then sending the kids to Australia, so a lot of work, a lot of forward planning, a lot of savings, a lot of we've got to just do away with everything else, and that have been focused on what the dream is and what we need to achieve within a time frame, and just absolutely work towards it.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The Office of the NCD Governor will be launching a new strategic plan encompassing all sporting codes. It will begin with rugby and soccer. The founder and patron of the city's biggest off-season Rugby League Nines tournament, Governor Powers Pakop, is excited to begin implementing this plan this year. The plan is to have more coordinated junior sports development programs for sporting codes.
Governor for NCD Powers Pakop is setting some goals and platforms to transform the city, and this includes the launching of a new strategic plan that encompasses all the sporting codes. As patron of the city's biggest off-season Rugby League Nines tournament, he is starting with rugby league and soccer. The governor announced this when he officiated at the 2023-2024 NCD Governors Cup Grand Final on the 31st of December 2023 at the Sir Hewitt Murray Stadium.
Lo mio and city blow you me clear penis what to do next year. Me clear the priority penis. What I would do, put my effort and attention to make our city a better city than it is up to now. What I will do at the national level of supporting government to make our country a better country than it is up to now. I'm setting my goals now.
Meanwhile, the creation of the NCDC strategic plan is a result of a partnership forged between NCDC and PNG Rugby Football League that is envisaged to establish a strong, viable and more coordinated junior development pathway for sports in alignment with the PNG RFL Strategic Plan 2023-2027. The process has started with NCD Schools Rugby League program, now fully supported by NCDC, starting in 2024.
Lo Rugby League, me like assuring you, we are organizing Rugby League lo school boys, school girls, na ikam lo all kada level inside lo city, suburban league, igolo PRL, igolo hunters, igolo Kumul's. We are working now together with PNG RFL. It's going to be a big platform, great platform. And tablo desa, in all other sports too, we are setting plan, and CDC will launch its strategic plan of sports very soon this year and next year.
Pakov said following the success story of the Governor's Rugby League Cup Nines Challenge over the past 2 decades, he's also revealed that there's been some initial discussions already with PNGFA to bring soccer on board as the Governor's Cup Soccer Challenge. This would align with the PNG National Soccer League platform and a transition to Oceania and FIFA.
Among that, lo side block football to soccer. Me like him one block Governor's Cup. Awesome now you me work him by come up. 2 me set him goal 2 awesome time FIFA na Oceania Football League only set him up professional competition long Oceania awesome NRL. By Port Moresby, by you me got one block team lo this la professional league. So I'm already setting the goal lo kind area lo you mean that next year me by put him time, effort, all get attention lo me lo this a goal.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Jagoma Zuha clan has claimed the title of the inaugural Gama Sese Unity Sports Tournament at the completion of the event at the National Sports Institute in Goroka. The Unity Sports Tournament, event, is the first to be held and successfully united 5 Gama Sese clans of Gahuku in Goroka District, Eastern Highlands Province. The Gama Sese Unity Sports Tournament in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province, is an initiative of Gama Sese clans in Gahuku, Goroka. The Unity event started with the Rugby League Nines tournament during the 2023 Christmas Eve. It concluded on Wednesday with other sports. Gama Sese consists of 5 clans in Gahuku Rural Local Level Government, Goroka District. The aim of hosting the sports tournament is to promote unity among the clan members, establish good relationship, and promote healthy lifestyle for the youths of Gama Sese. The event also gives the youth a sense of belonging, create an avenue for them to represent their clans and be proud Gama Sese men and women, especially at a time where urbanization in Goroka town is increasing and natives of Goroka are prone to outside influence that could potentially cause them to lose their cultural identity. Leaders, elites, and proud Gama Sese men came up with this idea, and it turned out to be successful. The event would grow in the coming years as the games gain popularity among tribe members. That's all we have in sports. Over to you, Maricela.
Thank you, Rex. We'll now have the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. Southern, isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms. Port Moresby, partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Homase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Wewak and Vanimo, cloudy periods with brief showers. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with some areas of rain. Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, partly cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabek, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Coral Sea, sea smooth to slight with east to southeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, sea smooth with southeast to northeast winds of 5 to 10 knots. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Hoorn Gulf to Finschhafen. Waters of Manus and its western group of islands. Waters of East and West New Britain to New Ireland, seas 0.5 to 1 meter. And that ends this edition of news. Until tomorrow, have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.